Thank you, Mr. Chair. Just wanted to get some clarity from, I guess, either President Collins or Attorney Patterson. This item is the commissioners, Board of Commissioners voted on this item for approval contingent upon council approval, correct? So therefore, if this item fails at City Council, there will not be a contract in place, correct? Okay, thank you. That's all I have.
Thank you. Apparently one card might have been misplaced. Clifton Dates, are you here? I did not have your card available, but I understand you did want to speak. Your name and address for the record, please. You have 2 minutes.
Clifton Dates, 190 Divorce Drive, Memphis.
You have to speak up, sir.
Clifton Dates, 190 Divorce Drive, 381.
A little louder. Put the mic up. I want to make sure everyone hears you. Thank you.
Clifton Dates, 190 Divorce Drive, 38109.
Thank you.
Is that good?
Good.
Okay. What I want to do is kind of summarize where we are with the present employees that's been on this contract for a number of years. And I'm going to piggyback behind Mr. Billy Ray Shillings. I'm that minority person that had that contract awarded to me as a sub in 1989, well, 1988. But in 89, we saw the difficulties in this contract award being worked properly without the overtime because of the high turnover rate, which was at approximately 67% turnover rate. And we had other problems with not having qualified individuals. So the MLGW management people, along with my people, met, and we came in a coalition agreement to do something about this. This was back in '89. So the 3% went into effect all the way up until the time they discontinued it to 2% and 1%. The prevailing pay rates has always been in place since 1989. So now, if the incumbent company, which is CDH/Maxim, is performing this contract still as of today, and all of a sudden the MLGW new administrator wants to change that, that's where the problems are and lies. Now, we had the same problem 5 years ago at the end of this contract. They attempted to do the same thing, pay the lowest wages. We appealed it to their board. The board overturned that decision, ordered MLGW management to go back, put those prevailing pay rates in place, and then put it out for rebid. And that's what happened, and we still got the low bid. All we asking is this same process happens today. If you're going to have these same people providing this type of service, you're going to have those prevailing pay rates in place for each of those positions, because you have armed officers, unarmed officers, console officers, you have dispatchers and supervisors. They all get paid different pay rates. Those need to be put in place. And it's just beyond me why this new administration keep doing this. It's like its own purpose or something. So I'm asking this board to consider placing the prevailing pay rates that has always been in place since 1989. Has always been in place.
Please summarize.
Thank you.
Thank you. Appreciate you, Mr. Dates. All right, back to the council. Ms. Halbert.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I do have about 3 inquiries, and the first goes to I can't remember the gentleman's name. I think he was awarded the contract.
From Dynamic?
Yes, I wasn't at the meeting earlier today. And what's your name again, sir? Mr. Stentz. You mentioned that you are an out-of-town company, right? Hold on a moment. Thank you. You are the out-of-town company, correct?
We are headquartered in Alabama, but we run roughly 10,000 hours of security service in Memphis.
Okay.
Which is roughly $4.5 to $5 million a year.
Okay, and you mentioned that you are a $60 million...
Roughly.
Roughly $60 million.
We have the whole state of Georgia, most of the state of Florida, Alabama, a lot of Tennessee contracts. A large company.
And you talked about being considerably, you talked about having considerably more buying power than most companies.
Correct.
And while I certainly appreciate that, in some areas of business that would almost be considered antitrust. And the only reason that is a concern to me, because Laidlaw went through it where they had the monopoly on bus transportation and the federal government said can't nobody else even almost bid on it because they can't compete with you. But in Memphis, we have a serious poverty issue, a serious unemployment and underemployment issue. And for me, I served on the school board 7 years, served on the city council 8 years, and I've seen this cycle continue over and over again. One quick question. What percentage of your contract is going to your MWBE partner?
I believe it's 39%.
39%?
Yes, ma'am. I'd have to look at the numbers. Don't quote me on that, but I'm pretty sure that's right.
Okay. And my concern, and I'm saying this even to my colleagues on the council, those who will be here after I leave the council, Memphis has been the most generous city that I have ever in my life seen. We're giving away everything. People literally come into this city and make money, make salaries, get benefits, and they don't pay a dime. While we are watching an eroding tax base that, we're bursting at the seams. We have a 35+% poverty rate, almost a 12% underemployment rate, and we can't survive. Memphis is not going to survive like that. And so I'm just concerned that I'm looking for good business, good contracts, President Collins, but I'm also looking at, I don't want to feel like I'm taking food off of my table to send it to somewhere else. And I just want to know, did that play into when you all set up this contract? We just can't, how much, yes, President Collins, I had questions for you about the comments that you made, but I don't apologize for loving Memphis first. I'm sorry, I just don't apologize for that. I'm Memphis, and I struggle with that. And I just need to understand, if we have the people, I don't care if we have 2, 3, 4, 5 different companies here, which they need to be smart enough to come together and all win and split up the pie and keep the money here. But that's important to Memphis. We keep losing out that way.
So here's the problem. Some years ago, City Council adopted a living wage ordinance. We thought that was a good ordinance, so we at MLGW adopted a living wage policy. The contract that we currently have with Maxcent incorporates that living wage policy. But subsequently, the Tennessee State Legislature passed a law that says that neither the city nor us nor any similar governmental agency throughout the state of Tennessee can require any wage other than minimum wage. And it was a law that was passed pointed at Memphis and Shelby County. And so, whereas we required the living wage as per our policy in previous contract, we cannot require it in this contract because if we did so, we would be violating state law.
Okay. And I'll just say this. I'm a Memphian. I love Memphis first. I don't make any apologies for that.
Sure.
I get frustrated when I drive down my street and I'm being blocked by cars that don't even have a Memphis or a Tennessee tag. And all I'm going to say is this, I respect the law, I respect the ordinance, but at the end of the day, you don't have to vote for any contracts.
Sure.
And you can put your foot in the ground, and then everybody gets the message. We cannot keep growing this poverty rate in the city of Memphis, period. Thank you, Mr. Chair.